Hello, good people. It's time for an episode of Creatively Shaded, your destination for all things Bay Area theater and beyond, honey, where the dish is served and the tea is hot. So let's join our hosts, Bay Area Black artists,
Elizabeth Jones,
Sean J. West,
Phaedra Tillery Boughton.
Come peek behind the curtain.
Hey! What up, what up, what up? Oh, I'm so you're lying. I'm sorry.
It's all right. What up, what up, what up?
We are back.
Welcome back.
Shaded. Episode 11.
11. We
yes,
out here.
episode 11. We all up in these streets, and we do have a lovely guest with us.
Special guest.
Miss Jasmine Milan Williams.
Yes.
Welcome to Creatively Shaded. We are definitely going to give you a more thorough and creatively shaded welcome in a bit. So now we're going to get into out in these theater streets.
What have y'all been seeing? I know what I was going to see. Woo, child.
I saw your post on IG.
Yeah.
After you saw it, because you saw it on a Thursday?
Yeah, I went on a Thursday night.
Well, can you tell us what you saw first?
I went to go see it.
But we got to build up the anticipation.
Magnolia Ballet at Shotgun Players, which is extended till August 16th.
Let's go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. AJ, yo. Mastermind, creative, touched.
Yes.
That is a touched individual. That was a beautiful display of
okay.
I don't even.
So she's over here moaning and
Black
she's
excellence.
but I'm wondering if you can give us a little bit, tell the audience for those who aren't aware of what it's about.
Okay, so Magnolia Ballet is about a family. There was a father and a son, and it looks like the ghost of that father. Yeah, they're his father. And so there was like two families with the same last name. Yep. Of course, it was in the South. Yes.
Yes. The South.
And it was definitely a white family and a black family. There was only one white actor though, right?
Yes.
Three mainly black actors. And it was just like basically the son is coming to terms with his queerness and having to deal with a father who is not okay with that.
Yeah.
And in the South, but the way in which the story was told with storytelling ideas, like the way in which they pulled the weeds,
Oh, I love
the way in which the haircut happened, like there were so many beautiful moments of storytelling that they didn't need a single thing, and that I eat, breathe that. Like we don't need anything to tell a story. We've gotten spoiled with all this money and finances, and we need millions of dollars to produce these theater things. And honestly, we need storytellers
and imagination.
Yeah, and creativity.
Come on in.
It was just really, really beautiful.
And I would add to that is the important reason why actors should also invest in movement.
Oh, yes.
And that not just so AJ is also a choreographer, but AJ does movement.
Yes.
And movement is not just choreography, it's the way a character moves or the way that movement tells the story, to your point, the weeds and everything. So part of our craft is doing that work so that when we are placed in those positions, we are able to do the storytelling at the level that it's supposed to be.
Absolutely.
And so that's what's beautiful is when I full self come to a piece to tell the story. It's not just the words.
No.
It's all those pieces.
The physicality.
Yeah.
So it just so happened that the three of us went all together, and we had some seats that were interesting. So the stage itself, or the theater itself, has a proscenium stage. And that basically just means that the stage is one way and then there's the curtains. However, AJ, he got creative. And so he had a round platform that was centered in the middle of the stage. And then there were benches on stage left and stage right where they invited audience members to sit and that's where we
all
sat.
of us sit on stage.
We sat there. We were stage right, and Jasmine, you were stage left. And when I tell you, it was an incredible experience. I really enjoyed
immersive.
it. Yeah. It was so immersive. I mean, there was one part in it that I got super spooked. I'm not even gonna lie. Jaden's character came and I was like, I said, oh, scared the shit out of me. I was scared.
It was
shocking.
Really, really beautiful artistry.
Yeah. Definitely need the breaths after. I can't remember if we took breaths before too.
Oh,
yeah, we did
right.
after.
That's right.
Yeah,
but I like, you know, and I think about these shows and like these deep shows that we do as like artists, as Black artists, as artists of color, and like to just like anytime you step in to just breathe, you know, and to like really like take that off of you because it's a lot, you know. As beautiful as this art is, it's painful, you know, it's hurtful, and it sinks into the body. So it's like, and I think they did. No, I think Devin's character does mention something at the beginning of like, do what you need to do to take care of yourself, and like all that. And so like in that show, I would say, yeah, go see it 100%, and also take those things seriously.
But also read the art in the hallway.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes. I saw that on the walking out. Yeah.
Oh my god. I mean, it was curated so well, so masterfully.
Yeah.
So if you have a chance, go out and see Magnolia Ballet, Black folks, because woo,
and the
that was
talent.
one for us. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank
for that.
you.
Yeah.
And that's playing at Shotgun Players. Yeah. So we also, I believe we all got to see
We did.
LeBlanc,
Yeah.
the Whites at Oakland Theater Project, which is currently closed. It closed last Sunday with LeBlanc by Lorraine Hansberry. She used her art to pinpoint the realities of colonization, calling for awareness, accountability, and action. The Kui people of an African country are promised salvation through Christianity, Western medicine, and ultimately, sorry, I had to, my commentary always seeps in, Western medicine and ultimately military force.
I missed it.
The points of focus. The protagonist returns home to bury his father, lives in London with his white wife and biracial young son. The ensemble of this cast was all female, portraying characters of varied ages and genders. The protagonist's older brother is now a Christian priest, and the younger biracial brother is an alcoholic. Despite his efforts, the protagonist is drawn into the conflict of the rebellion. This was so amazingly done because, again, it was written, and I believe the only true Black female character is a character that is written in silence.
Yes.
And so the director, James Mercer Jr., the second, cast of all-female Black cast to play all the characters, which gives the story more, I believe, agency in the sense of that she wasn't just an innocent bystander. So now you have to see it almost how she saw it, played by these roles. So it was very stirring, and they used movement in that as well. And it was in the round, three-quarter round. And so that
was also really beautiful.
Oh my god.
Janae Simon always, that girl works down. But I will say, I did not know, and this is no shade. I did not know the part of the biracial thing. I don't know if I knew that was a part of the story. It was not very clear because they used all Black women of all shades. And so that's part I didn't think was. I didn't know that until I read this moment. So that's the only thing that I wanted to say is that I didn't know that.
I would say also because the text was so chunky, and that like even after I discussed with my friend too, that I went to go see with Titus, and we were discussing it, and I was like, yeah, did you know that? Because I had heard it. It was like in the line, and they would say like certain lines, but it was fast. And then I was like, oh, the dad, the one who like Monique played, he was the father of the young brother. You know, so that's where like that biracial conversation. But but you can kind of miss it because the text was so chunky. You know, so I was like, I would have to definitely like see that again because I was like, wow, that was a lot of text. But like the acting and the physicalization and
that was
movement,
also great
like,
movement.
Wow, that I could watch.
It's the way our stories deserve to be told.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I agree with everything that's been said thus far. It was a really enjoyable time, and I did some additional research into it to make sure that I clearly understood what was actually taking place. Because just because you see something and experience something doesn't mean, like you were saying, the text was. The dialogue was coming out quite quickly, and there are things that you may have passed, but I really loved everything that I saw, and it was incredible to see an all Black presenting female cast.
Yes, that was dope.
That was pretty provocative, and
Yeah.
I really, really loved that.
And I live for all their social media. They was shutting it
Yeah.
down. I
Yeah.
was loving it, loving the energy, seeing that. And I even had a chance to ask, I want to say, Aida, how was the experience working in that room?
Yeah.
How did it feel? And she was like, we really had fun being together. It was a really good time. And so that was exciting to hear that they really enjoyed themselves. So yeah. I'm proud of them. Proud of them.
Kudos.
Also, we've been in the streets now.
All up in them.
Okay. So we also saw Into the Woods
Yes.
by SFBATCO and SF Art said over the weekend. And it was a collaboration with this younger children and those who have graduated and like alumni. It was so cute. It was so cute. Lori Elaine Ellis did some of the choreographies. It's just the way they use children to color the story around the adults was really beautiful. So I love that collaboration when you have the students get to see where they can go. Right?
Yeah.
Somebody who was in the show ended up having to not be in the show anymore and like do another show in New York. Like, but those kids were in the rehearsal room with them and seeing them like, hey, I got to go do this audition. Like seeing that this person is grinding, seeing that Rodney and Adam are like running their own theater company now after being in that program. It was just really dope for those students to see that they can go and make a career out of that. In the 6th and 7th and 8th grade, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm going to tell you, I do not like that musical. I don't like it. It is not for me. You know, it really, I have seen Into the Woods quite a few times. And I will tell you, this is the best that I've ever seen. It
was funny.
It was so hilarious.
Cute.
The direction was really great. Like you were saying, the kids were so invested in what they were doing, and I was like, "This is so bizarre," but I love it. I really enjoyed what they did, and it just goes to show that with direction, with movement, with
creativity,
heartfelt creativity and collaboration, you can really elevate something and turn it into something that you.
And they did that in 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
They did that in 3 weeks.
Wow.
It was really cute. Like I'm
was
really proud of what they did. And like I said, the students, there was this little girl who played the cow. Oh my God.
She was hilarious.
She was so on time. Like with the jokes. She
Milky.
just kind of knew. She had
Milky White.
Comedic timing. It was hilarious. Hilarious. It was so good.
So yes. So that is also close.
I
but
love that.
Whenever you have an opportunity to see something, this is why we continue to push these shows, but we will always talk about them because we want to be able to reflect on what we've seen.
Yeah.
Now, me and Sean J got to go giddy up, giddy up.
Oh yeah, y'all did do that.
Yes. Cowboy Cabaret, Giddy Up and Get Down, presented by Ray of Light Theater, Spotlight Cabaret Series. It was so much fun.
It's fun. And it featured many folks, but I went because of Majesty Pearl Scott.
As did I.
And Marsha Forte was in it.
Okay.
And I, full disclosure, I thought it was going to be like Beyonce from her Cowboy Carter CD. Which
that's the drawing.
Which I was a little reluctant because I enjoy Beyonce, but I haven't invested much beyond her newer stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I was like, I'm going to support my girl.
Yeah.
And so I was pleasantly surprised. It was just country music.
Yes.
And I love country music.
Oh.
Yeah. So I was like going, okay, this is good. And I was like, oh, I know that song. Oh, I know that song. And they did really, really well. There were a couple, it was totally cabaret style.
Yeah.
And so they each did their own their own section or their own song. There's some duets and some trios. But it was fun. And I was like, okay, I'm glad.
Yeah.
Yay.
And Marshall, his moment was hilarious. It was so funny. And afterwards, we had an opportunity to speak to Majesty, and she was so thrilled that we came because we were the only 2 Black people in the audience. And I'm saying that just to reinforce.
Show up.
We got to show up and support each other. Yeah. It's
show
really
up and
important.
Yeah.
It's really important. Because the less we show up, the less they think that we need to be involved in these things. So that there's not an audience for us. So we have to show up. We have to support each other.
Absolutely.
I also got my chance to ease on down the road and go to the dress rehearsal for Wiz Jr. and y'all, I was crying.
Because that's one of your favorite shows, isn't it?
It is. It has a special place in my heart. But like to see all them little black kids just running around and knowing where they supposed to go and hitting it and oh, it was so good. And just singing. Oh, it was so good. They did a really good job. And that was James Mercer again. James Mercer shaking and moving around here. But it was really, really cute. They also had some great social media. It was like all of them singing, and they were like, which one is singing? And like all the kids are like pantomiming that they're singing, but there's only one person singing. So it's just been fun to watch Black theater lately. It's been a joy to go from show to show to show and just see all of this Black work out here. So get down, y'all. Get down out there. Get down.
And that's over too.
What? Yeah, that's over too. Yeah. Remember I was saying I need to get
did you just discover it?
I think I just discovered it.
Get down. I love that.
When I see something that I just have to talk about, I think that's my little
your little catchphrase.
Get down.
I love that. Ooh,
I had to come to me.
It has taken. If you've been with us on this journey, you have seen that. You were trying to figure this out.
That was much better than ding dong.
Ding dong.
It's like that's a doorbell. Yeah. So get down.
Yes.
Noted.
So so it's double. It means a couple of things. Get down to the theater so you can go see it. Hey. And when you on the stage, get down. Turn it up.
Nice.
I just came up with that. Okay.
She's happy.
What else did y'all see, man? We've been outside.
I have not posted this yet, and I have pictures from this was Tuesday. Lord have mercy, I'm behind. Oh. So I went out to see Shotgun Players' Champagne reading series, and it was Glitter in the Glass.
Oh, that's right.
And it's based on the synopsis is the deadline of a grant to replace a Confederate monument brings artist Shell back home, determined to create its opposite. It includes the character of the brothers putting on a Juneteenth festival at the same park. Shell purchases her childhood home across from where the monument stood.
Wow.
Ancestors, i.e. Harriet Tubman, Mom, time loops, and there's Star Trek, intellectual heightened dialogue within this thing. It featured our very own Liz.
I was wondering why she got so quiet. I was like, wait a minute.
It's me.
She was in there.
Devin Cunningham and Courtney
Williams.
Courtney Williams.
My cousin.
So I saw it, and it's an interesting piece, and I was somewhat challenged by what the story was. Mm-hmm. It seemed to be, for me, and I'm just always my perspective, so don't come for me, is that some of it I didn't get, right? It was just, there was a lot going on, and to me, it seemed like it needed to be synthesized about maybe 3 things. What is it I need to know? Why is that I need to know? And where are we going? And it just seemed there was like, this was thrown in, and some of it seemed a little preachy. And it was talking about some Black history, which is important. But the method by which it was being shared, it felt a little like talking at. As opposed to wrap me in it. And there's a way to do that in dialogue. There's there's an argument that can take place. So, back in the day, da-da-da-da. So there's a way to incorporate historical context and information and education in a way that doesn't feel like I'm about to tell y'all something that you need to know. And it felt a little like that for me. I'm just saying that for me.
Yep, that's real.
Yeah, I can also speak to, thank you, Shanjay, for coming out to see it. Thank you to everyone who came to see it. I can speak from, my perspective, which was, when we got the script, it was one way. And then, of course, you already know how it is with a workshop piece. It gets upgraded.
Oh, you were working with the living playwright?
Yes.
In the room?
No, not in the room. Okay. But that was the second, the script that we performed was the second one that we had.
Okay.
Wait. They know the playwright?
So Elizabeth Carter, who directed it, she knows the playwright.
Oh, and so they're in the process of editing. Is this a workshop? This is a workshop
piece. And what they do is at Shotgun Players is that they will put on a reading
Okay.
to see if it's something that they possibly want to take on as a full production.
Yeah. Got
Okay.
it. Okay.
So we literally had 4 rehearsals, which isn't really 4 because it was actually 3, 3.5. Or 2.5, I should say. The first rehearsal was a table read. Then we also had to include like tech. And so when I came into it, I read the script multiple times. I thought it was very funny, but I will say that I did not have a clarity of where it was going and what the entirety of what was happening. I said, that's okay because I'm thinking this is a stage reading. Ooh, I was wrong. This was like a production.
I heard.
I was
wrong.
You
was moving and shaking.
Yes.
I literally got off stage like twice.
Wow.
And so I'm very thankful to have gone through that experience.
Yeah.
And I will definitely, when you're doing a workshop piece, it's not for the weak because now I know that Elizabeth Carter, also what they did was that they had talkbacks afterwards.
Yeah.
She said that she had questions herself and that she would also take everything that she received from the audience back to the playwright. Okay. I actually think that it has tons of potential.
Yeah.
I think that it can go somewhere and I do believe that it needs to be reworked and it needs to be cut down quite a bit.
Yeah.
And the 3 of us, myself, Courtney, and Devin, we would tap in every time and we checked in with one another and we made the decision to do what we could with what we had and we felt good about what we presented and the work that we showed.
Absolutely.
So that was it. It was great.
Yeah. It's the beauty of a reading.
Yeah.
And their champagne readings are like that. They're very active and
And I had to learn the hard way because I was out there sweating.
Yeah. And then let's be clear because a reading sometimes is like standing up at a music stand and you have your script.
Right.
Apparently you guys had interests and exits.
Yes, we had really, It was like a very tiny little journal that we had our script out of. So, I'm like, I got aged eyes. I already wear glasses, right? And so I'm like, ooh. Yeah. There was one when Chandra came, I paused because I was saying and I said, where am I at? It felt like a minute, but it was probably like 20 seconds. And I said, oh, okay, there. Yeah. So we had the scripts, having to turn the page, having blocking. Wow. All of that stuff was going on. It was quite the undertaking.
Yeah. I've done one of their champagne readings before and I was like, this is cool. Because I think it's also like gives like the actualization of like, we can possibly do this show, and then it gives the actors like a different type of stage reading. Where it's like, whoa, I'm in it. Because I did one for them way back and I wish they would have done that show. It was called The Secretaries. Okay. And it was so much fun. We had fake blood.
Oh.
Yes.
In the reading?
It's in the reading. It was fabulous. And
I don't want that kind of pressure.
Oh, no, it was like the best.
3 rehearsals.
Oh, I don't even remember how many rehearsals, but it was the best. And we had like, it was the best stage reading I ever did. And we had like robes. We had like,
costumes.
Oh, we had costumes.
Yeah, so did we.
Yeah.
We had costumes.
Yeah.
It's a fully staged reading.
And props.
They're really interesting.
Let me submit my play.
Yes.
You should.
It's dynamic. And I think to me, it pops theater in a different way where like sometimes people will like stage readings and like, okay, I can go listen. But like, it's like an activated stage reading, So it's like not only are you going to see the words, you're going to like actually see the actors, and I think it gives. I felt like challenge as an actor.
Yeah.
It did challenge me
because that's like what an audition is.
Yeah. Yes.
Is you having to move and
yes. So it's almost like you're seeing a callback.
Yeah.
It brings it to life more.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So Marin Shakes. I went to this. Marin Shakes had their first annual Seeds of Time Festival, which is currently closed. And its purpose was to invite playwrights to disrupt and replant the theatrical canon, Shakespeare. Okay? 3 things I want to highlight that I saw. Where's Mama by Kathleen Ridley.
Yes.
Rap Monologues by Dr. Austin Dean Ashford. Othello.exe by Julius Reyes.
Yeah. Pew, 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 pew.
All right, I'm about to give y'all to this in like 2 minutes. Let's see how I go. All right, so with Where's Mama, her whole theme was about missing mothers. So she based her entire play on 3 different Shakespeare plays, King Lear, Hamlet, and Midsummer's Night Dream. Specifically Goneril, Ophelia, and Helena. So Goneril was the villain. Ophelia, she mad. Like she goes mad. and she's heavily like affected by the patriarchy, and Helena is insecure. So her whole question is like, what would they do, and how would they have made different choices had there been a mother figure in their lives? And it was really beautiful how Kathleen did it. So she, instead of just going all through, there were different tableaus already on stage where she went from one to the other play. And it was really, really wonderful. So great job. Now with the rap monologues with Dr. Austin Dean, his whole thing was like, look, Shakespeare ain't the only classic, bro.
Right.
Like, it's not.
Right.
So you need to put some respect on rap, because rap is poetry. Rap can have, long-lasting meaning.
Yeah.
Who gets to decide who gets to decide what is classic literature?
Right.
And give rap the respect that it deserves. And it was a really, really fun journey. And Rolanda, she was there. She's another actor. And we were sitting next to each other, and he just gave her some script, and she was performing right on the spot.
Yeah.
It was very interactive, and I actually captured it and put it on our socials.
Yeah.
And so that was really, really wonderful.
Yeah.
Now with Othello.exe, this was artificial intelligence and then some. It was a play within a play within a play.
Whoa.
So it starts with Othello, the point where Iago has convinced Othello to murder Desdemona, his wife.
Whoa.
And so then what's happening is that Othello is actually played by an artificial intelligent robot being.
Whoa.
So it goes into how this impacts us and into the future, and seeing, the impact of Black audiences and how the performers can be seen into the future. So it took it from that to the actors having action, and then there was a screen where they talked about futurism and like the impact of AI. And it was really, really wonderful. So that was Marin Shakes Presents first annual Seeds of Time Festival.
First annual. That's
yes.
Well, we've been outside.
Yeah.
There was a couple episodes where it was like, we ain't done nothing. We ain't done nothing. And now we done so much stuff. Lord have mercy.
Well, also we had gotten busy, and we're about to get busy again.
Yeah.
So this is episode 11, and 12 is coming up, and I start rehearsal soon.
Yeah.
And I think the point we like to really, really, really push and drive home when we say get your butt when we're out in these theater streets, is it's the impact that, and we said this earlier with Cowboy
Giddy Up Cabaret.
When we see other Black folks in the audience, those who are on stage receive a different kind of energy than when we are not in that space.
Yeah.
And the importance of having us in that space, the performers thrive on that. There's this exchange of, I will say, ancestry that goes on.
Yes.
That we feel this connectiveness that is not always present when we are the only ones in the space.
Yeah.
Right.
And so we can't drive home enough that it is important to show up, show out in those spaces, because it validates those of us who are on stage. It confirms that there is an audience for it. But also we challenge those spaces when they don't always make us feel welcome.
Right.
And by showing up, we say we're here despite or in spite of how you may not welcome us or how you may respond to us.
Yeah.
So I encourage everyone,
Right.
Please.
please, because a coworker of mine, he's a white guy, we were doing our regular check, and he goes, I went to see the show. And I go, what show? He goes, it was Magnolia Ballet. And I went, thank you.
Aww.
Thank you for supporting the arts. Like, and he's just a white guy, but he went to a show that was predominantly from a Black experience point of view.
Yeah.
So we need white audience as well.
Yeah.
But we really, 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 really need to see that melanin in the audience. So off my soapbox, moving on.
All right,
Love
moving on.
So thank you for that
One of the
musical
reasons why
interlude.
they're here.
Because, as you have noticed, Jasmine Milan Williams is here.
Yes.
And we brought her in because we love her dearly. And she loves me really dearly.
Oh.
And she loves us all.
Dude.
But we thought it was important to bring her in to talk about her experience and her craft of being a costumer. But you call it differently also. You have a different terminology that you use for that, but also how it is in your evolution of being an actor who has taken on the behind the scenes work of costuming creatives on the stage.
Right.
And so that's why we wanted you here. And yet there's another portion of this conversation that we wanted to include you in as well. But let's start off with you as a, what's your background?
My background.
Who are you? Who is you? Who you be?
No, just kidding. I'm Jasmine Milan Williams. And I call myself, I'm an actor first and foremost. I'm a storyteller, creative. I'm an auntie. I'm a grandma. I ain't got no grandkids, but I got that energy. I'm a sister. I'm a friend. I'm a lover. I'm an empath. I'm many different things. But at the root of me, I am an inclusive individual. And that is how that leads into like what I do with costume design. So starting as an actor in the Bay Area, like pulled in this beautiful community by Camposanto. Camposanto is the theater company that raised me, holds me, actually showed me like that as an actor, you're not just like a bystander, but that you are a collaborator. And that's when I actually started to call myself an artist, because I was like, oh, it's not just, we don't just get the roles and like read the pages, like you're a part of creating this story too. And they really like embodied me and lifted me up like with that. And coming from Cal State East Bay, which is where I got my degree in theater arts and a minors of communications. And when I was at the school, my mentor, Ulysses Akala, look him up. He's amazing. He's the best costumer ever. If you think I'm a great costumer, it's all because of him. He taught me everything I know. He hired me my sophomore year of college, either the end of my freshman year or the beginning of my sophomore year. And everything I was learning, I call it my Karate Kid moment. If you've seen Karate Kid, there's that moment where he thinks he's just sweeping and he thinks he's just doing this thing. And then after he has like this manly craft, he's like, now I can do like Kung Fu. And so I felt like that way with costuming, because Ulysses was very tender and soft with us as students and such a good leader. And little did I know, I was picking up an extra skill. I was just watching him and like observing what he did and like taking it all in and sponging. And like, I love fashion. I love clothes. Like I've always loved clothes. That's where I feel my best, is when I can put something on. And so I was like, oh, I guess these seeds were being planted that I didn't know. I feel like Margot Hall might have been the first person to give me a job outside of college. And she was working at Chabot College, and I costumed for her. And then I was like, oh, I have a different skill set, but it wasn't like, I didn't want to like do it all the time. I was just like, I can do it. And it's fun. And I learned, and it felt like I was back in college, because that was the whole of my college career. Like I was acting, I was on stage, but then backstage, I was also backstage. I was doing costume design and I was working in the costume shop. And I was like, I do like this. So it gave me a little bit of like college nostalgia. And then I always say, I'm like, Margot open the box or something, and told somebody else that I did it. And then for some reason I got to do it with somebody else. And then all of a sudden I was costuming in the Bay Area. Oh yeah, Phaedra got me. Phaedra got me with Ain't Misbehaving. And that one was like, that was a hard show to do, just coming out and like professionally. It was a period piece, which now I'm like, I don't know, I'm scared of it. But to me, the important thing was having a Black costume designer handling these Black bodies. Because the way I costume design is from a actor's lens. So it's not just like, I don't even call it costume design. Stanley's right, I have a different word for it. I call myself a costume stylist. Because I really feel as a costumer and as being an actor first, the actor develops the character. And then as a costume stylist, what I do is I clothe the character that the actor developed. So I think the history of costume design is like, you have a designer, and the designer's like, I am making the character based off of like what I've read and how I see the character, which is fine. And I'm working with the directors to come up with my concept. Beautiful. I love that. But I am an actor first, and I've been in roles and I've been on stage with costume designers where I'm like, the kid, no shade. Just information, but my 75-year-old auntie says, I ain't complaining, I'm just explaining, 85, no, she's 80, yeah. And so I always use that. But I was in this show and I had developed this character, and I was like, yeah, this character is in my body. I'm with this character. I'm one with this character. And we just pop, pop, poppity, pop, pop. And then that character was very like masculine of centered, and it was not like would not wear dresses and would not wear like heels and was like in their body in a different way, was very like, I'm gonna wear this big baggy shirt and like these kind of shoes and like just a different type of dressing. And the costume designer came in and had me in like dresses and some wedge heels and like very like prissy. And I was like, did you see me play this character? And that's what I mean as like, as a costume stylist, what I aim to do is to like really embody the character that the actor has created. And I really want to honor that and respect it, because there's so much that goes into us embodying, putting our own bodies in a position to tell the story truthfully. And to honor a story truthfully is to honor also what we put on our bodies.
Yes.
Like all of us here have clothed ourselves today in stuff that feels good for our bodies.
Right.
And they all represent like who we are as people. And so to be on stage, it also transfers, where I'm like, oh, if you see a show that I've costumed, I will toot my horn, toot. People will say, I know that character. And I'm like, that's the biggest compliment. And when my actors are like, I want to take home this stuff because it feels good on my body, I'm like, that's how I style. That's what I want to do. I want to embody not only the person, the character that they're playing on stage, but also the actor, because we are putting our bodies and our minds and our mentals on the line here when we do these shows. It's not for play. It's like you are actually taking on somebody. And so to take on to somebody is to pull off your clothing and to put on that character's clothing, to also mesh y'all, not to like overtake you, but to like really put you in a place of, now I'm this character. And when you take off these clothes, I am no longer that character, and I no longer have to carry that character's things, and I no longer have to like embody that in my spirit. Now I can go back and put on my clothes, And so that's something I'm really like adamant about, because it's hard, And I think coming with a costume like I always say that when I present, I forget the three things, but it's I'm an inclusive designer, I'm an open designer, and there's one other thing that I always put in my PowerPoints, because I'm not there, like I am there to support the show, but my main job is to support the actors.
Okay.
All
right.
Yeah.
So
I was going to no, that's great to hear, because I remember you also costumed the show for me.
Yes, I did.
And I remember
They be hiring me, y'all.
when we did it, I had I'm a director with a pretty strong vision about how I see my characters. But I also say, create, like see what you see. And so we had done the show, we were doing the show, and you'd found the costumes, and it was perfect. And I was like, and then someone had whispered in my ear, and I was like, and it wigged me out.
Yeah.
And you were like, and I was like, hey, Jasmine, can we try it? And she was like, why are we doing this? But Shanjay already knows what he wants. Okay. And so we both went to the store looking for stuff, and we're putting it on the actor. Yeah. And the whole time in her mind, she's like going, this doesn't fit the actor or the character anymore.
Right.
And you were really adamant, and that's why I wanted to get your costume stylist specific, because you style it as related to the character.
Yeah.
As they are living that story.
Yes.
And I think some costume designers get really stuck in that it said this, and this is how this moved, but that's not how that actor who's playing this part is going to move. And I want current costumers to take on that new lens of don't be beholden to what's in the script, because it's a living piece of material that actor will bring to life.
Yeah.
And with someone like you, because you're watching it, you actually come to rehearsal.
I come to rehearsals.
And you're sitting there and like going, oh, well, that's not going to work.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we need more of.
Yeah.
Because I think some folks just simply go, they see Phaedra and they go, okay, well, I'm going to play up this aspect. And it's like, and she goes, well, I don't want you to play up my boobs. Like, I need you to like.
Most times I do, but sometimes I don't.
Right? But it may not fit that character, right?
Right.
So styling wise, you
gotta
gotta
have her boobies in the shoe.
Right? Exactly, right? And so I appreciate that about you. And that's it's one of those things that I think not a lot of people don't understand all the pieces that are involved. So I'm gonna connect you with another costumer.
Yes.
Because I want her to learn from you as well.
Yeah. Like I would love to. And I think folks like just talking to people at like auditions and things like that. I think I was talking to Champagne Hughes and Brittany Sims yesterday at the audition. And they were saying that. They were like, you should just teach a class. And I'm like, I'm down to do that, because Ulysses taught me, and he is totally different designer than how I design.
Right.
But like the things that I get from him are like
foundational.
Yeah, foundation, the empathy, the to embody the actors, to make sure the actors are comfortable. I watched Ulysses for many years with students, and because we were working at college, like with college students, to be like, does that feel good for you? Is it itchy? Is it like sitting on you in a different way? And I think sometimes we feel like as actors, we can't say the thing in the room because it'll set us off as like, I'm a diva, or I'm being difficult. Be the diva.
Just don't be difficult.
Yeah.
No, you don't even have to be the diva. Just say something that doesn't fit right and be kind about it.
Yeah.
You don't got to be a diva. You don't have to even act like that.
And it's to know. It's to know that you can say something for
yourself.
Advocate
I'm on
for
stage,
yourself.
this doesn't fit right. When I do this, it's tight over here. The sequence is cutting my underarm. Just be honest. You don't have to act funny with people or be mad at people or treat people any kind of way. Be kind in your delivery and get what you need. It's not even that hard.
Yeah.
And I want to just quickly ask you, what do people need to consider? If you are someone who is interested in costuming design, or if you have costume designed someone, what does the costumer needs to consider when costuming Black bodies?
When costuming Black bodies, and also just like multiple different bodies in general, is that not all bodies are the same. And that like not all people are the same, you know? So something that I pride myself on in my, like, when I go in the back room and I'm doing the measurements, is I always have questions. There's like 4 questions I ask. But one of the most important questions to me is like, are there parts of your body, you physically, the actor, that you do not feel comfortable with showing or don't feel? And I'll tell people like, oh, if you don't like to show your elbows, because them your elbows, let me know, because I will put you in a jacket. I won't put you in a short sleeve shirt. And I think that's important to know with all bodies, but especially with Black bodies, is that historically clothing was not made for Black bodies, and Black bodies were not made in mind when clothing was made. So like when I costume specifically Black shows, is why I get so like excited, is because like historically through every era had to make clothes fit our body, you know? And so that's why Black people have like the most style, because we weren't just like out here popping out in the things that were at Macy's, because Macy's didn't make shit for us. You know, we were in the back room like buying the stuff from Macy's, taking that shit apart and adding like a panel, or like popping up new colors, or going to get fabrics that are not in the store. And so people are like, what? Like when you think about like Black dandyism, that's what they did on the Met Gala this year. It's like, yeah, it's deep. It's deeper than, you know, they'll put it up there, but it's deeper. And it's like what has been pulled from Black culture as far as costuming is like, we had to do this. You know, this was like a trauma-informed like decision to like costume ourselves this way. And so when you costume Black bodies, is like, no, you are costuming like ancient beings and like bodies that have been like thrown away and tossed away. And so when you costume Black bodies, you have to come with it with such care, you know, and such admiration and such like knowledge. Don't come with like, if you're not knowledgeable, and if you don't have the knowledge, ask. That's why I'm a collaborative director. I don't know everything. The last show I did in Co-Founders, I was costuming an actor that was shorter bodied. And I was like, oh, I don't have much experience with a shorter body frame. And so in the fitting, I was like, I didn't know everything. And I was like, I delegated to the actor, where I'm like, what feels good on your body? And like, actually, what looks good, and where do the cuts? And so now I have that knowledge going into my next show. But I didn't have that knowledge before. And I'm okay to be like, I don't know. You know, because I think when people get hurt and people get harmed, it's when people like are pretending they know everything, and then when they're like, well, I didn't mean to do it that way. And I was like, well, you could have asked me, you know, like I'm standing right here. I'm actually a moving body. Oh, it was Deanna Leese. Thank you, Deanna Leese. Yeah. And so we really worked with cutting their suits to look amazing on their body and their frame. And I was like, yeah. And I'm okay with being like, I don't have all this experience doing this with your body frame, but thank you also for like helping me, you know? And it's
that's why I said being kind. Just being honest and letting people know.
Ego, you know? Releasing ego. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much for that.
Well, thank you, Miss Thang.
Knowledgeable.
Sharing parts of yourself. So this is probably a little bit of a shady moment, but not so shady, because we're not at Phaedra's favorite part just yet. But I have had challenges of late when I hear things or I experience things from either in the rehearsal hall, on the audition stage, or in communications with artists, specifically actors. Yeah. And I've noticed this trend with new actors and young actors. And so when I say new, they can be someone of a certain age who's new to the craft, who just started acting, but also younger actors who've been either fresh out of college or who have decided, oh, I want to do this.
Yes.
That there feels to me, there seems to be this
come on,
shenanigans or lack of professionalism,
right?
Or an actor who believes they're being professional, but they haven't had the experience yet to call someone not professional,
right?
When they haven't shown up completely how they could have, right? So I'm of a certain age, and I have a certain way in which I move about in my spaces, and I think you're the only one who's experienced that, and how I direct, how I act, and I've noticed that. Is it a young thing?
What?
Am I antiquated or like what's going on? And I'm asking you as a young artist because you also have that circle in which you go in.
Yeah.
What is that?
Is it like what are you talking about? Like explain more. Like about like.
So they don't put their conflicts on their audition form. They submit and say, oh, by the way, I can it, or on the audition form it'll ask a specific thing. They say yes, but then it's really reality no. Or in the rehearsal hall, there's this air of they got everything, they know everything, and they're not open to feedback, notes, or they're giving notes to their fellow actor.
That sounds like somebody that's not ready.
Yeah. I'm like, what?
Well, I feel like it's something that continuously keeps happening, so we have to keep addressing it. And
Yeah. I think,
Is it us? It's not us.
No, I think I do see like in different rooms where like I feel like I fall like in a I'm like I said at the beginning, I'm an elder. So I'm this age, but I'm also this age.
Right.
I've been here a long time, and I think I see it as like different generations having different expectations of like what theater is. Yes. And I think theater has changed. Pre-COVID, I think theater has changed from like old school Broadway days. I think theater is just continuously changing. And I think like in the rooms, like I feel like you both do this really well where you set up the rooms and you set your expectations and you hold the rooms with the space of like, this is who I am as a director. This is how I move as a director. And this is how I will hold space as a director, which is so beautiful. Not all rooms are set up that way. And I think when they're not set up that way with the clear expectations, that people are just kind of like, just kind of like, oh, well, I'm just going to like do these things that I want to do in this way. But I think when you hold these rooms as sacred rooms and that what we are doing in this room and how we are about to create is sacred and that it's not just for play and this is not your after school program, shade,
Period.
This is something serious and that the thing that we are creating in this room can change somebody's life and will change somebody's life and has changed somebody's life. And so if you're coming into this craft, you need to step up with that love and that care for this craft. And also if it's not that way, vocalize how you like your room, because I think something that's beautiful in the rooms that I've been in with like Crowded Fire, I think the Magic Theater also does is what we create community guidelines.
Yep. My SFBATCO as well.
Yeah. And it's so beautiful because then the expectations are clear and they're out there. So if somebody is not showing up that way, it could be like,
hey, this guideline we have read, you're not guiding the line.
You ain't guiding the line, baby, And I just think to softly bring you
back into the line that you need to guide.
Yeah, and I feel like it embodies. I went to a project and I did this in LA for a new Star Finch piece. Be on the lookout, okay?
All right now.
And we were working in LA, and it was with Crowded Fire, and Lee and Naila led the community guidelines, and the actors in LA were like, what the heck is happening? And I was like, oh, we do this in the Bay, baby. We bring it in because it's not just about us when you step into this room. It's about community as a large. And I think like when you come in a room and you don't remember that, then you're forgetting actually why you're there. And you're not there for you're not there for the work and you're not there for the people that are coming to see it. You're there for yourself. And again, remove the ego because it's not actually about it is about yourself in a way, but it's about the work. Come to the work. Come to what you're doing as a community. And the guidelines help the guidelines are like boundaries. I found out like where I was like, I don't want to set boundaries with people because I think I'm pushing it away. And then I listened to this podcast, and the podcast said boundaries are actually bringing people closer because it's showing people how you want to be treated.
Period. You know? How you want your space to be.
How you want your space to be.
Yeah, and if you don't set that ground rule from the start, because everybody is running around everywhere doing plays here, there, who knows what and why and what and energies and all that.
And going through life stuff.
No, don't bring that energy. Hey, we're over here now.
Yeah.
Take a deep breath. All right.
Yeah.
Now that we're all here, this is how we about to move.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And also being like intentional about those spaces, because I think also what's happening in a shift in theater too is like we have like intimacy coordinators. You know, that's new and like, you know, that's coming about. And now there's like this new term, and I was talking about it, and I've talked about it with a couple of friends and people in the industry of like, we need these like wellness coordinators in these rooms too, because we all are holding a lot, you know? And so I think a way to like bridge this and also connect us in a different way of like when people are just like, I'm coming in and I have this many conflicts and I have this, it's like, are you okay? You know, in like such a sweet, beautiful way to be like, let me check in with this person because also the work that we're doing is all encompassing. It takes over our being, it takes over our life, it takes over everything. And so we all need to be like also checking in with our mental wellness, you know, and checking in with each other. But we need somebody to hold that position in the rooms because we can't hold it as directors and stuff like that.
But and I will also, I hear you. I do. But that's also a new school way of doing things because, friend, theaters don't have money like that. We barely getting jobs. So some of y'all need to do your wellness at home.
Yeah. But,
right? Like there's jobs jobs that you go to that you sit at a desk and they not giving you wellness. They give you an insurance packet and go see somebody. Yeah. Now. And I understand we're doing shows that are heavy in the get down. I do understand that. Yeah. But some of y'all bringing heavy stuff that you got at home to the heavy stuff you bringing at the theater. Yeah. And what I'm saying is, if you're not ready, you're not ready.
Yeah.
And don't think that the theater company should always have to have responsibility of your stuff.
Yeah. But
that's maturity. We have to take care of each other, but we also have to be for real. A lot of us are expecting a lot from a show that's going on for 3 weeks or 3 months. And if you're not in the place mental health wise to take care of this show and know that you can't and they can't offer those things to you at the start, you don't need to work there.
Yeah.
Because you're not ready and they're not ready to take care of you. That doesn't mean that the theater company is wrong. That's what they're working in their capacity financially of what they can do.
Yeah.
But I also think that regardless of financial, whatever the state of a theater's financial situation is, there are ways that everyone can be somewhat appeased.
Yeah. Yes.
Like Phaedra said, you need to do your own work, your own individual work.
Yeah.
The theater also can provide a space for where everyone can come together and we can have check-ins and you have to have clarity. You have to communicate. You know, you hungry, make sure you have snacks, but you can't expect the theater. This is just an example. You can't expect the theater to provide food for
looking for a whole meal when you get to the rehearsal room. Like, girl, it's time to work.
So there's a whole bunch of different ways that you have to take responsibility for yourself as a professional performer.
Absolutely.
Stop taking what we do for granted.
Yeah.
It's not something that's light. It's not something that's easy. It's work. Yeah. It's real work, despite whatever anyone may have told you, what anyone may have said, or what you may have heard. Yeah. This is work.
Yeah.
Because I do have a full-time job. Not unfortunately, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Amen. Yeah. Amen.
And every day that I go in there, I got to be there and I have to do what they ask. And if I have a problem with it, I bring my issue to them. But I'm also understanding that they don't have my best interest in hand, but they are willing to hear what I have to say. So it's collaboration. So whether you are young, whether you are young to the craft, whether you've been to the craft forever, it's have humility.
Yeah.
Humility.
Yeah. And I agree with all this and say, and also like in this new wave of like, things are always going to be changing. Our world is always going to be changing and shifting. Like mental wellness and mental health needs to be priority.
Yeah.
And in a way of like, yes, these theaters may not have this money and they may need to like shift things around, but jobs, when we work jobs, we get health care. You know, that's health care. We're working a job. And so when I talk about, and I know that they may not have all the money, but prioritizing wellness when we are doing this real ass work that is like ripping our souls, ripping our spirits, like, and telling these truths and speaking ancestral and doing all this work. It's like, we need to have it. When I think about Magnolia Ballet, brilliant, amazing, heart-wrenching, ripped. And I was uncomfortable watching the show because I was like, who took care of these actors backstage? Who was on? And then when I talked to Devin was like, we had a licensed therapist on this show. Mm-hmm. And I was like, beautiful, amazing. Because the work and the depths and the places they went and the things that they were putting in their body and the whispers of things that they have to carry now with their life because their eyes are awoken and the people that they had to embody are now being like, and I cared for you. You know, it's like, it's just like, I think about like floating us in water and Black beings and Black artists, like we deserve to be held and like cared for at the top, you know, because we have been thrown away and we have been smashed down and why we do the work is so that it doesn't happen again, you know? And so I'm like, as we're doing that hard hitting work, can we also have a soft space to land? Oof. You know? And I get it. And I know it's a new way. It is very new. And I'm like very much in this realm of like, let's work with theaters, you know, like what can you afford? Like what can you have? But to have something for somebody, because also going back to me as a costumer, I've held therapy spaces as a costumer just because as a costumer, people don't realize like we're the only tech person where our job depends on the actors. Every other tech job, lighting, yes, when you get into tech, you need the actors. But I am directly working with the actors as a costumer. And the amount of times that I've had to hold space in like a therapist kind of caring way, like will make me stop doing costuming because I'm so exhausted. You know, where I'm like, whoa, Jesus, like I just got off a shift, but I just got off a double shift, you know? And so I hear it and I'm in the ground in multiple different ways where I hear actors like, and people needing something and like just to have a person of like support there. And if it is like, we don't have the money, but we can have somebody do a dual position, then let it be a dual position, but having somebody that's there for people to be like, look, I just need, you know, like this is what I'm going through. Because I've talked to many actors where they're like, I was about to do this. I broke my toe today and I still went on stage because I knew it had to happen. And it's like, because there's this idea and this iteration of like, or this context before theater where like the show must go on. You know, that was in old school theater. The show must go on. And that was some real shit. Like the show must go on. We will replace you. We will get somebody else here. We will recast you. We will uncast you. We will throw you away. And I'm like, it doesn't have to happen that way because the things that we are doing are not, it's not tiny. It's spiritual on a different level. And yes, this is a job, but this is also like, this is hard work. Yeah. And that's at least how I operate in the shows that I do. You know, like I'm not doing, I call them like shade Disneyland shows. Like I ain't out here like skipping and frolicking in the field. You know, like the shit that I'm doing is going to change life.
But that's to my point, Jazz, is that you're choosing to do that work, knowing that some of these places can't offer you the safety that you need. Yeah. That's a choice that you're making, right? Yes. And so I'm saying if you're not ready to be in those spaces and you can't be mad at them because you made the choices to be in those spaces to work on that art. I knew for a while, I don't want to do musicals again. Yeah. They don't treat me right when it comes to my voice. Right. I'm not going to audition over there because I know what it does to me. Yeah. So let me be over here in this straight play world shutting it down. Right. Because that feels better for me. And I'm not asking them to give me therapy or to let me have a rest day because my throat and all of that. I'm not doing that. I'm saying, okay, I need to do what I need to take care of me. Right. Yeah. And what I need a lot of y'all to grow up and put your big girl panties on. Yeah. And show up and say, "Oh, I don't need to be in those spaces yet. I'm not there. Yeah, I'm not there in where I'm at in my."
It's like a yes, because I know we're running short on time, but I think it's also important. Yeah, everyone has to be involved in that process because I think if the theater is unable to do that or unwilling to do that, I feel it holds. This conversation went uniquely in a different pattern about responsibility of self is really key in how you show up in the space. Yes, be responsible. And how you show up prior to coming into the space. Yeah. Right? I know folks are coming from job to job and stuff like that. And that's why I think creating the space as the director so that the expectations are clear and that how I set up my rehearsal and even performances that I depend on my stage manager a lot.
Yeah.
So like if I am not in that space,
right.
when I'm not in space, because they are now responsible for creating and maintaining the level of care that I want in that space.
Yes.
And creating an environment in which each artist is able to go, so Sean J said this. I need to make sure I'm this for everyone as well. So it's a community thing.
It's a community thing.
And so my kind of community guidelines are unwritten.
Yeah.
They're kind of informed or set up in my opening practice, my closing practice. So I think it's all of that.
Yes.
And also, y'all, quit showing your ass.
Yeah. No, be professional.
Yes.
Be professional now.
Like,
yes. Be professional because we all don't got no time to be wasted.
No.
Time is of the essence, you know? So come, and also it just, when you do your work, it gives everybody to the time to be able to show up and do their work, you know? So if you're behind and it doesn't it doesn't make it like a collaborative effort to be in a professional space.
All right, this conversation is to be continued.
Ongoing.
Okay.
So
let's do what we do. Space,
we have
are you
reached
ready?
our favorite part of the show.
Okay, we gotta help Jasmine.
We
You
say
ready
it
for
all
this?
together.
Yeah, okay.
You know what we're gonna say?
I forgot. Okay, yeah.
All right.
We are time for
Center Stage Shade.
All right, y'all. So this center stage shade is called the lock block, okay? The lock block. When your hair is blocking my view of the stage. So I need my divas on this, okay?
Okay.
So I'm perusing the socials and I come across a post from this woman, a Black woman. And this is basically what she said. She said that she went to go see a Broadway play, all Black cast, predominantly Black audience. She said, ooh, I'm in my natural hair era. I am rocking my mini afro. She's also a 5'5" woman, right? So she's sitting there minding her business. She feel a little tap, tap on her shoulder.
No, don't. I hate tapping.
So an older Black person asked her to, ask her to switch seats because that older Black person's friend couldn't see because of her hair. And she did it. Okay. And then when she sits down, she get another tap, tap. Yes, she did. Yes, she did on her shoulder. This time from an older white person who asked her to lean back because that person could not see as well due to her hair. So here's something else to keep in mind. She switched seats with someone who happens to be a white man and who's also considerably taller than her. And for the rest of the night, she felt super self-conscious of her hair while she paid her good money to see a Black play with Black bodies. Right. So I want to say, oh, wait, there's the shade. There is the shade. What are you going to do? What would you do?
Sit my ass in my seat.
Dang. Yeah. I've been in that. I think that's why I also say I wish I would have saw Fat Ham again because there was a person there that, you know how beautiful, voluptuous hair. And I just moved. I just did my own thing.
Small. I don't never see nothing when I go anywhere. I am 5'1" and half an inch. My wife is 4'11". We don't ever get to see nothing when we sit behind regular people. I'm not moving. I don't care. Y'all ain't never moved for me. I'm not moving. I'm putting my hair in the afro and I'm sitting in the seat that I bought. God gave me this hair. I didn't give it to myself. All I did was comb it and moisturize it, and this is what it did. You want me to change my hair and my seat and my body?
The devil is a lie.
Sitting.
Yep. Right.
Clapping.
Right.
Enjoying the show just like everyone else.
Yes.
What you can do is what happened to me. I actually went to go see My Fair Lady this weekend.
Yeah.
This week. And me and Will Schmidt was in them little bitty seats. And I'm thick. Will thick. We thick. It's the whole row is thick. And I was like, this is not going to work in here. I'm not going to make it. So I took my thick self and I said, excuse me, ma'am.
Right.
And I went back to the front and I said, I'm sorry.
Yep.
We're not going to make it over here
for
3 hours.
Right.
seeing this show. Is there anywhere else that I can sit? And they moved me.
Yeah.
They didn't move anyone else.
Yeah.
They moved me. Was my seat not the best? I got an aisle seat, which was on the end. There was no one sitting next to me. Was I comfortable? Did I enjoy the show? Could I relax? Yes. Yeah. But there's no way in hell I was going to sit and watch My Fair Lady for 3. The first act was an hour and a half. Can we talk about that? It was great. Also, anyway, it was great. But it was a long show, and I couldn't even pop my little snack open. I was sitting like this, like, oh, hell no. So no, I'm not moving. If you're you can ask. You can't see. Hey, ma'am, there's someone in front of me I can't see. Is there someone else somewhere else that I can sit? Yeah. I don't have to interrupt her. She came to see a show just like I did.
Right.
Sir Diva,
what
do you think?
That's my answer. I'm sticking to it.
Shantae about to have a
Sir Diva.
Well, no, so yes, and
okay.
She didn't have on a hat. That was her hair.
Right.
Yeah. Come on, Sir Diva.
And so my thing is, I always ask several questions. Like, so this part about them being 5'5", I'm 5'5", and if I have a natural, like my hair, a natural typically is like 2 inches.
Well, she said mini afro,
but an afro is usually out to
Can
here.
be, yeah.
You know, and there's no such thing as a mini afro.
Yeah.
It's either an afro or it's a natural.
Yeah.
And
I see. Yes.
And so for me, that's old school. Natural is just like 3 inches, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. It just frames your head.
Yeah.
Whereas an afro is here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
My thing is, no, she should not have moved.
Right.
I agree with that because basically she's 5'5", she ain't taking up that much space.
Right.
My other viewpoint on it is that if I am someone who likes to like have big hair, I need to be respectful and think about where I'm going.
No, I don't.
Because I don't appreciate someone like they have a big old hat, right?
Yes.
It's the same as a hat or a hair.
Yeah.
Nope.
That if you go into a public engagement and your hair is out to here and you like in row 2, you know you're impacting others.
Yes.
My feeling is I want to minimize the impact I have on other people and their experience.
Yes.
If I have the ability to do that.
Yes.
Now, if I got a large head, I can't control that.
Right.
Maybe she had a big head.
But if I chose to wear a large wig or a large hat, I should be conscious enough to go, that's not cool.
Right.
And that's where I come from. I don't think it's cool when someone does that, knowing that they are impacting someone else's experience.
Yeah.
If she got that big hair weave on Wednesday and her friend asked her to go to the show on Friday, she not taking it out to go see the show. She gonna see the show with her big hair and that's gonna be what it is.
And so I think I would go, you know something, I have big hair.
Yeah.
Maybe can we sit somewhere else so that I don't interrupt
it was
someone
a
else's?
rush ticket.
So,
Okay, I want to hear from Jasmine.
Yes.
What would you do? So look at your hair right now.
She going
look at
to
your
go
hair.
to the show with her hair like she is. Jasmine
Okay, go ahead.
But I do, like, I think I am very mindful, like Shantae. Like, I think if I'm going to a show, like, because I put this hair on. I put this hair on for y'all. Because I was trying
See what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? But I knew I was going to be sitting big with the big sitters, okay? So, period. But I think I'm just mindful in that way of like, I probably wouldn't show up with no big hair. But if she did, I was sitting behind her, I think just of who I am as a person, I think I would just lean. I would just lean. I'd be like, okay. And I don't think I would have said anything or like did anything, but I think I would just,
here's what I would do. First of all, you have the audacity to put your hands
on my shoulder.
You touch me? You, a stranger who I don't know, you put your fingers on me?
Right.
You must want to fight.
Right. I know Liz already fighting.
How dare you touch someone else? You are popping all kinds of space bubbles up in here, okay? That's what we used to say in school. You popping my space bubble. Don't pop my space bubble, bro. I love that. Don't pop it. Secondly, I am someone who has had the big hair. I have had hair all the way to the middle of my back. Mm-hmm. When I used to wear it curly, it would be, depending on the day. Yeah. And what it wanted to do would determine how it looked. Right. Sometimes I would have a high bun. Sometimes I would have whatever the case may be. Yeah. My issue is, yes, you can be mindful of how you present yourself. Yeah. Should you be required to change your hair fuck no.
No.
I wish she would.
Yeah.
And the fact that she got up and moved, and then she was leaning back, and then she said she was uncomfortable. Hell no. See,
not in 2025.
Hell no. What you should have did was you should have took your ass up to the damn box office.
Yeah, because they would have moved. The house manager. Gave me a better seat after dealing with that.
How dare you try to ruin someone else's experience?
Right.
How dare you? Yeah. Because these curls gonna do what they gonna do. Because right now, one of them is actually sticking straight up. I looked at the mirror. It's sticking straight all the way up. And so if that's blocking your view, do what it do.
Oh my Lord.
So that's what I have to. That's my 2 cents.
That's what she have to say about that.
I love it.
So my hair, it gets in the
we
way
ain't even going there.
sometimes.
All right. So what we need you to do, because this has been a long one today. What we need you to do going forward is to put that butt in a theater seat.
Yes.
Shows you should be seeing.
Come on, you need to go outside.
August Wilson's 2 Trains Running at Lower Bottom Playaz, directed by Dr. Ayodele
Nzinga. Yes.
1969 Pittsburgh. An ex-con shows up in Memphis, Lee's diner, looking for a fresh start. The play explores themes of economic hardship, racial tensions, and the impact of urban renewal on a close-knit African-American community as the diner is slated for demolition.
Yes.
On stage now until August 31st. Tickets at lowerbottomplayaz.com.
Upcoming, The Day the Sky Turned Orange with SFBATCO and co-produced with Z Space, written by Julius Rhea and directed by Rodney Earl Jackson Jr. The dramaturgist Aida Pirzada featuring me, Markayla Dyson, William Schmidt, and Janelle LaSalle.
Wow.
This R&B pop musical is a testament to living through the trials of 2020 as a compassionate reminder of the importance of caring for our planet, our communities, and ourselves. This show will be on stage September 5th, the 5-year anniversary of The Day the Sky Turned Orange.
Wow.
All the way through October the 5th. Tickets are at SFBATCO. What I would like to tell you is that every Thursday, tickets are $25 and all of the previews are on a sliding scale. So getting into that is not going to be as expensive as you think. So inbox us if you need some help seeing any of these shows, and we'll try to get you as much discounts as we know that we can. All right.
Yes. The Bridge, a stage reading, a part of the new work festival at Theater Works featuring Rolanda D. Bell and Michael J. Asbury. In 1857 New York, newlyweds Emily and Washington are not your typical couple. Washington, the chief engineer building the Brooklyn Bridge, isn't bothered by Emily's disinterest in domestic matters. Celebrating her intellect and ambition, tragedy strikes, leaving Washington badly injured. Emily begins running his project for him and succeeds. Neither of them are sure of their relationship and if it will survive. The final show will be on Sunday, August 17th. Tickets at theaterworks.org.
Woohoo!
I'm going to read.
All right.
Premiere of Diasporadica by Rupture, an experimental performance collective founded by the Bay Area artists Jose E. Abad, Stephanie Hewitt, Clarissa Lars, Rivieras Dias, Gabrielle Christian, love you, and Styles Alexander, performed in 3 parts at a Fort Mason Center for the Arts and Culture. Structured in 3 acts, the work blends contemporary dance, immersive installation, ritual, and community engagement to blur the lines between Black kinship, spectatorship, and artistic embodiment. On stage August 22nd and through August 30th. Tickets at fortmason.org.
All right. So I'd like to ask Jazz, before we get out of here, what are you working on? What do you have coming up next where we can support you?
Yes, thank you, Phaedra.
I am working on myself right now, so support me when you see me. Give me a hug, give me a laugh, give me a pat on the back.
Also, Jasmine does alterations while we play.
Oh, yeah.
I usually send a lot of whatever I need altered. I'm short whenever I buy new clothes.
Yes.
This is who I send all of my stuff to get altered, hemmed, get down, make a bow tie. She will get you together, style you.
I do styling.
So she does a lot of stuff.
I do closet cleaning. I'm a jack of all trades. So anything creative I'm doing. I'm trying to think if I'm going to be in anything anytime soon. No, but if you go to my website, JasmineMilan.com, I will put stuff that's up next once I start to get into things. Yeah.
Cool. So other ways to get your butt in the theater seats, because it's all about support, is really supporting the Black theater community.
Yes.
So one way is support African American Shakespeare Company with donations to help them continue their mission of envisioning the classics with color. To give, visit African-Americanshakes.org. You can also donate to Lorraine Hansberry Theater by visiting lhtsf.org. Also, you can donate to Lower Bottom Playaz at lowerbottomplayaz.com. Follow us, promote us, subscribe, click that little bell on YouTube to be reminded of new drops. You can review us on any podcast, Apple Podcasts particularly. You can email us questions, please. We love questions.
Yeah.
Feedback. Remember, keep it classy.
Cute.
And we want to thank you, Miss Jasmine.
Thank you, Jasmine,
for joining us at the table.
Thank y'all.
It's been a very big honor. Appreciate you. Love you to the moon and back. And I believe this episode is going to air August 21st?
August 16th.
August 16th.
Yay.
Oh, I have rehearsal August 16th. Yeah.
What are you working on right now? You're in rehearsal
I am in rehearsal for Hot Wing King.
All right.
By Katori Hall.
Yeah.
Which will be opening in September at NCTC.
Yes.
And so we start rehearsal on Saturday, this coming Saturday, so very excited about that.
Yes.
It's going to be amazing.
Are you in rehearsals for anything?
Amazing.
I am not in rehearsals for anything, but I need to get out there and audition.
Yes.
Because I keep forgetting about auditions that keep coming my way.
Lord have mercy. I am in rehearsals for SFBATCO's The Day the Sky Turned Orange, but I'm also in a class of intensive about writing a one-woman show.
Ooh.
So I'm at the class for Crowded Fire. So shout out to Crowded Fire.
Right.
Solo intensive workshop. So
that's so amazing.
I have my homework due tomorrow. So
So she's gonna be working.
Be working tonight.
Right.
But
Working today.
we appreciate you
All
for
of you.
tuning
in,
so much.
listening,
logging in,
watching.
telling somebody about us, sharing us somewhere.
Appreciate the little tidbits that you give us that we share in this space. A lot of the comments that we are making are from people who said, so this happened, and we bring it to the forefront. So it's not always our experience. It's usually what someone has shared with us, but we can always relate to it. And so our goal is to always uplift us, hold us accountable, and support us, and make not just us, but our community. Hold us all accountable and be true. And so with that, as always, be fat, be fierce, fabulous, focused, and as always, black. Bye, y'all. Smooches.
Bye. You can subscribe to Creatively Shaded Podcast on YouTube and follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or wherever you listen.